Hey everyone, and Merry Christmas. So I got a request to play Anivia recently, and Anivia is pretty Christmas-y, I guess, as well, so it works out. So a long time ago, all I would play is Aggro, and Anivia decks were like the worst enemy, right? And I never really ended up trying the deck before, but from trying it today, it's actually pretty fun. It was kind of sketchy because a lot of the times you don't have any units, you're just kind of sitting there passing and trying to like bait them into developing more. And then when they attack, you're like countering them with like Vengeance and Whales and Vile Feast and stuff like that. And then if they develop, you punish them with like Ruination, Spare, Avalanches. And so it's like, it was kind of scary sometimes where I'm just like, my board looks like terrible and like I'm gonna lose. But then all of a sudden the deck just like wins out of nowhere. It has so many answers. And it's probably so frustrating to play against. Yeah, so if you don't know how Anivia works, so Anivia is a 6 cost. And when she attacks, she deals 1 damage to all enemies and the enemy nexus. But she has this crazy last breath effect, where if she dies, you revive her, but transform her into Anivia, which is a little egg that has 0 attack and 1 health. And then when you're enlightened, which means you're at like 10 mana, she levels up and becomes a 3/5. And then instead of doing 1 damage to all enemies in the nexus, she does 2. And so like that would take way too long to just whittle away their nexus and end the games. I mean, you honestly could do it because of like how the deck is built. But the main way you win is you have like all these different ways in the deck to just fill your board with multiple Anivias. So first of all, whenever she dies and goes into her egg, every single round she spawns back up with full health. So if Anivia dies but the enemy can't remove the egg, next turn you're going to have your Anivia full health again and like revived. And then you can also play Rekindlers after your Anivia dies and just summon another one. And then you can have like 2 on the field, right? But then there's like this really funny Gluttony card where you kill an ally with a last breath effect to summon a follower from your deck that costs 1 more. So when you do it on Anivia, it kills her but puts her into an egg, so you don't actually really lose the Anivia, especially if you're already enlightened. It'll just come back next turn as its own copy. Then you actually summon a follower that costs 1 more, which is Rekindler in this deck, right? So if you use Gluttony on Anivia, you end up getting the egg of Anivia, so you can still hatch it later and get another Anivia. Then you summon a Rekindler for another free Anivia. So Rekindler by itself gives you an extra copy, but Gluttony onto Anivia gives you again another Anivia and a Rekindler on the board for only 3 mana. And then so you're able to play a lot of different Anivias, right? And like Rekindlers. And then you can play a Harrowing, and then you end up getting like so many Anivias. Since Rekindler is actually stronger than Anivia though, Harrowing will actually bring you back some Rekindlers. But what's cool is that if Harrowing summons you a Rekindler, the Rekindler summons you an Anivia that's like a legit Anivia. It's not even ephemeral. But you don't even mind getting ephemeral ones, because when the ephemeral Anivia dies, it turns into a non-ephemeral egg. So you end up getting a real one anyways. So it's incredibly annoying. You can just get your full board of Anivias. And again, you don't really care about Ruination because your Anivias are going to come back after they die, as long as they can't kill your egg. And then yeah, so you just end up with infinite Anivias and just do insane amount of damage, just constantly wipe their board every turn. And it also goes through to the Nexus. And so because late game you're going to be doing these crazy things with Anivia, the whole rest of the deck is basically just built to let you get to the end game. So the units you run are Hapless Aristocrat because it's kind of like 2 blockers in 1. Avarice and Sentry is a little bit better, deals a little bit more damage to get better trades, but also when it dies it draws you, which is really good. Then Kindly Tavern Keeper because it's a decent unit that also heals your Nexus 3. And the only other units are Anivia and Rekindler. By the way, I'm not exactly sure what you can cut for it. Like maybe you can cut some Despairs if you wanted to add in more blockers, because you could make this way better into aggro. If you added like an extra Whale, an extra Aristocrat, an extra Avarice and Sentry, maybe even some Grasp somehow, like get rid of like some Ruinations maybe if you're against like aggro, and put in some like Grasp. Like you could make it so you basically never lose to aggro. It'd be basically impossible. This version should be able to still be really favored into aggro, but again, technically because of some of these more expensive cards, you could get unlucky and break out your hand. That's why I'm just saying, like, you technically could tech this way harder against aggro if you really want to, if that's all you're playing against. But this should be a more versatile version that can do good into aggro, but also like into Pantheon equally, stuff like that. And so for spells, you have Entreat because you only have 1 champion in the deck and you really need to get Anivias. So Entreat will just basically give you 5 Anivias in your deck. So Glimpses for draw, and also sometimes it's actually good to self-kill your Anivia if they don't want it to die. So you can start enabling your Kindlers and stuff. Vile Feast just to survive and give you extra blockers and heal you, obviously. Blast Freeze is really good against dragons and like Pantheon, any kind of big scary unit. Thralls, GP, SEJ, like Lee Sin even, just pretty versatile. You could also consider running the 3 Sisters, but since you're mainly going to be using the Flash Freeze, it's kind of like a 1 extra mana Flash Freeze, which I don't know if I like it. Maybe the versatility is worth it though, because sometimes you might want to entomb and stuff like that, but for the most part the flash freezes I think are fine. I mentioned Gluttony, it's just used on Anivia to give you a free Rekindler, which summons you another Anivia. Avalanches punish their development and just wipe their entire board. Same with Ravines. When you play a Ravine, they basically can't develop anymore. Both of these spells you have to kind of be tricky with because you don't want to get too greedy, but you want the maximum value that you can, obviously. So a good tip with these is like, if let's say they develop it, they still have like 3 mana left, so they easily could develop even a couple more units technically if you're against aggro, right? The way to think about it, I think, is that if you were to pass and get greedy, would you be able to deal with their attack? Like, would you be able to, like, worst case scenario, Vile Feast something and only take a little bit of damage? So obviously you prefer to Avalanche, but if they don't develop anymore, you could still be okay with a Vile Feast or something like that, or like a Whale, then maybe you can get greedy. But if it's the case where if they don't develop another thing, you just like lose the game, then just Avalanche and hope they don't have more to develop. You don't want to get too greedy and just lose games because of it. But these are really good if you use them at the right times. So Despair is kind of awkward. It's really bad against aggro. It's kind of like a cheaper Vengeance though sometimes. And you do have a lot of healing in the deck. It's like Vile, Tavern Keeper, Ravine, Withering Whale. It's not always that bad to spend a little bit of your life to kill something, but it can be awkward a few times. I was just recommended to put Despair in by the person who recommended me this deck. And it does make sense because mainly of Shellfolk, I think. I mean, you could just Vengeance Shellfolk, but it's a bit expensive. You'd probably prefer to like Despair Shellfolk. Also good for immediately killing Nami. You don't really want to spend 7 mana to kill a Nami, right? So it makes sense, but again, if for some reason you're not playing against things that would make this useful, you can cut it. The Withering Whale is another optional card. It's insanely good versus aggro. The healing is really good. And it's pretty good against the meta, I think, right now. There's quite a bit of decks with just a bunch of 1 health allies like aggro. You have like those Poro Cannons. These Ahri decks as well have a lot of 1 health units, like the Elusives and Kennen. That's why it's in there. And yeah, Vengeance for like hard single target removal. Ruination for like wiping the whole board. And again, what's cool is you don't really care ruinating your Anivias and Rekindlers and stuff like that, because you can always bring them back with Harrowing. And Anivias don't ever really actually die because they just turn into the egg. So it's kind of broken that you can ruinate their whole board, but your board basically comes back, especially if you're Enlightened. And then yeah, Harrowing just summons you a board full of like Rekindlers and Anivias to just let you like OTK people. Like one of the best late game combos obviously would be after they tap out by playing like a big unit or something like that. You Ruination, wipe their whole board, next turn you Harrowing, now you have like 50 damage. That's a bit of exaggeration, but you're gonna have a lot of damage, and they have like 1 action to play a unit, and they're not gonna survive the attack. Yeah, it's just a pretty simple deck. Again, you just stall the game until you play like infinite Anivias, and just constantly wipe their board. Yeah, it's just a pretty fun deck. I mean, it's super good against aggro decks. I kind of feel bad playing it sometimes because of it's basically anything they want to do, you can just keep being like nope, 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 and you just, oh man, I feel kind of guilty for playing this, but I mean, yeah, the deck works. Anyways, that's about it. If you guys haven't subscribed already, I'd really appreciate it if you would subscribe, maybe even like the video. Everything helps out. And if you have any more suggestions of decks you want me to try, you can leave a comment below. I make a Runeterra video every single day, so the extra ideas are definitely useful. And I hope you guys like it. Thanks. Oh, my bad. Plunder again. I'm gonna try to keep it Anivia now, because last time I ended up playing against this Plunder deck, and I wasn't able to draw my Anivias, and it got really awkward. So I could play this, but like he's already gonna get a Plunder right there anyways. Like, even if I play this hapless, doesn't stop him.
What will you have? Let's take this outside.
I don't think he wants us to die. I think I guess get free damage here. Kinda sucks that he just not gonna play anything else. But it's whatever.
I'm not greedy. My friends, though.
If I do this, it'll be harder for him to get a plunder.
Heavy pockets, huh?
I've got meat bigger than you.
You'll get yours.
Now if he wants one, yeah, okay, he passed. He didn't get one that turn then, which is really good.
Safety.
Okay, if he played like a GP or something, I would have just probably vengeance it. Now I can just play this.
What's that noise?
I have a blocker.
Boy,
So, okay, but that Vitz is just his attack. That makes me wonder if he has any champions. I might just play this.
Spirits of winter awake.
Because if he wants to like harpoon me, all he's doing, alright.
Let's soar! Endless cold, endless peace.
Maybe it's just a pass. Like to make it him not really want to develop things like that. I think I'm down to do this right now. Just kill everything. I kind of want to be pass and like be greedy, but like letting him keep these two things and just wasting all my mana doesn't really seem that good to me. It's probably a little bit too greedy.
Ever watchful. Pain is nothing.
Let's be mana efficient and draw. And then we can just vengeance it. Like he might just open attack just next turn. Ooh, okay, never mind. Wish we had Ruination here, but since we don't, we have to just vengeance this because we're about to take too much damage. And honestly, we could just straight up freeze this. Because then he doesn't get a plunder this turn.
One candle for every soul.
We could always just like gluttony this one as well, right? Okay.
That light freely us.
Prove your worth. Rend the skies.
Yeah. He's taking a lot of damage here.
I'll make corpses.
That is scary though. But we do have flash freeze. So he's not actually leveled up this turn. So like he can't get another keg. Oh, he can always Vile Feast the keg, now I think about it.
I was forged by winter.
Pretty sure we just
Your king.
are in a good spot right here. We have a lot of health and we have blockers.
Explosives.
Join the conflagration.
Like, can't we just go down to 9? I mean, might as well just do this, right? Like, what's the harm in that?
Before the storm.
Take 1 damage. Let us pass. We win if we just open attack with this.
Time to reflect.
Nothing like the stink of blood and sweat. Get to work.
I think we still win. Cause he's out of cards. This will do 2 damage to him. And then our Anivias will do 2 more damage on attack.
Explosives.
I bring the storm.
Yeah. Okay, so that went pretty well. We played Plunder right before this, and I actually lost, but I was like, I was destroying him the whole game. And then he ended up right at the end when he was like out of resources. He ended up warning shotting into a black market merchant and stole my Harrowing, and he ended up playing like 3 GPs and a SEJ that I was killing, and then killed me. But if he didn't steal my Harrowing there, we would have won the last one as well. So this might be a pretty decent deck into Plunder. Oh, Thralls. No, what do we do against Thralls? Just, don't know. We just need like harsh winds. Oh, we have flash freeze. Okay. Winnable? No, we got it on turn 1. Okay, we'll just keep shuffling Anivias into our deck. Like that. And then,
See the Demacian border from here.
what's it called? We'll just keep shuffling Anivias into our deck. And then every time he attacks, we'll just harsh winds both his things. And he's only gonna get 2, right? He never gets 4.
Light the signal.
Because that would be nuts. No. Yeah, it's fine. He never has a Tillia next round, right?
This'll take the chill off.
I follow the Freljord's
The fuck?
leader.
What the fuck is this? What kind of deck is this? Why is he running flat, like, Brittle Steels and fucking Draklorn? You scumbag. Everything is going according to plan. We have him right where we want him. Why would you prismatic this but not the Thralls? Come on, man. Get a grip. Oh? I want a Ruination, but then he could just play a bunch of shit. And if I just pass to let him do that and then Ruinate, it's just like, he could just pass. If we have harsh winds right here. Then we can ruinate later, right?
I will endure. Brace yourselves.
Okay. We're not dead. I kinda wanna do this, cause I think I need more blockers. Unless he has Ice Shard, we're chilling. Okay, that is very, very not good.
A new era begins.
And we have to hope he can't go crazy this turn. We do get Anivia as a blocker, right?
Calls to me and I obey.
We have a blocker.
The Freljord's eternal guardian.
Kinda scared. A little bit. We could freeze 3 things. Should I even be scared? We have motherfucking Articuno. Oh, that's not good.
As she wills it.
I protect this place. Ever watchful.
Return to us.
What is that? Okay. I'm scared.
We burn, then kindle anew.
Perfect. I don't know how I'm still surviving this game. Like I was like, how are we gonna deal with all these Thralls? True.
Come to the light. Die. Submit to the cold.
I feel like he's gonna ravine me.
I will be reborn.
Yeah. We don't die to ravine. We don't even lose to double ravine. Okay, that's not good.
More than mortal. I am Iceborn. A dark cloud moving from the horizon.
Wait, I can't even like do anything now. Cause my Anivias do 1 damage to the fucking. So. Okay, so I kind of want to do Despair onto the Lysandra, but what if he tries to buff it? Shouldn't I do this? And if he tries to buff it in some way, with like a flash freeze? Like, I wanted him to do that, because now if we Harrowing, we have a crazy good attack. I lost.
Light flickers.
Wait! We got Let's go! Fuck Thralls. Holy shit. That was too lit.
Is complete.
Dude, I didn't know what his 1 card was, and I didn't know we'd have that much damage. Let's go. Ooh, pirates. I kind of want to keep Avalanche or Vengeance, but it's super slow. It's like too slow against Aggro, I think. Honestly though, I'd probably prefer it to like Despair though, because I don't want to take the extra damage.
Let's get it, crew.
Nothing escapes my
Hopefully he doesn't have another 1-drop.
I'll shoot
Never
the
lucky.
wings off a building.
I mean, not that bad. It's like the worst 1-drops he can get, I think, right?
torches. Alert the village.
Remember the objectives.
Okay, we saved like 4 damage by killing these things. And we can always Vile Feast that and hope he doesn't have another 1-drop. Okay, good.
Coming in hot.
Don't fervor me, sir. Fervor is really good here. I know that I usually don't like using it right now, but it'd be really good there. This is not very good.
Dead men tell my tale.
Ah! He's kind of running out of cards though.
The spirit of winter awakens.
Fuse is lit.
The only thing bad about this is now he can double up us. Oh, that's fine. I don't really care about Make It Rain, I don't think. I won't let him develop a 1-drop where I can't kill the Anivia. Yeah, see, I don't know if he just top deck that, but I want to give him that out. I wanted him to develop on this turn so I can stop it. If they can hope it's no GP, because GP is leveled, right?
I've whipped up something special.
That's his only card. I think we do this. I'm pretty sure he's like dead if he doesn't have a blocker for this. Let's go! That was a bit sketchy. He looked kind of low. Yeah, you could make this deck way better into aggro if you ran like 3 hapless, 3 of those Avarosan. You could run even more 1-drops if you really wanted to, and you could like guarantee win against every aggro deck you played against. But this is sort of a mixed version, I think, that can still beat aggro, obviously, like you've seen, but can also deal with other threats. Ooh, okay. Lulu, Ahri. Avalanche is good. A blocker's probably good. Vile Feast, probably good. Got our Anivia as well. He passes. It's all looking good. All going according to plan.
They're out there.
The only issue with playing this instead of Vile Feast
Look out for reavers.
is that if he somehow like Power Cannon that, he could have like dragged it away. I don't think he would do that though. It's kind of a bad play on his part. We might have been supposed to Vile Feast that, by the way.
Anything else?
I want him to develop more before I Avalanche.
The forest and I are one.
If he attacks, I'm down to just If I Avalanche, at least I take less damage to Twin. Because let's say he has Twin, right? First of all, this can be notified and then I'm fucked. If I Avalanche, then even if he twins this, at least he can't duplicate this on this attack to do extra damage. I'd probably just Avalanche here. And we take 2 less damage if he has Twin. And also beats Notify as well. So we just take 4, but we're gonna heal it back later. Damn it. Take 5. I think we bait him to develop more. If he develops more, we can Ravine. And if he doesn't...
Wild hearts should run free.
Yeah, this is fine. It stops him from developing more, but we get to kill these 2 things for free. Oh, interesting.
Two steps into moonlight. Light steps.
If he like saves us in some way, we can just freeze. Alright. All looking pretty fine to me.
Something ancient.
And with the Anivia.
You rule the forest,
That's not good.
Simon, as it rules you.
I bring the storm. A world in perfect
Ooh, it just takes the damage. I'm down with that. I kind of want to like gluttony this, but he could just like deny it or homecoming or okay. I kind of wanted a ruination there. It's honestly not a bad ruination.
rest in ice.
I think this is fine as well. Do we have a flash freeze if anything gets kind of silly? We might be able to get a harsh winds here as well. Even better. Nope. That blocker though is pretty good.
Lady Elise, where are you?
Two steps into moonlight. The forest surrounds us.
Come from the dark.
I kind of want to kill this Ahri.
Return to us.
Should I be scared of anything else? I don't think so, right? A lot of things they want to do are slow, like the Thousand-Tailed or like the Windfarer. If he does something like that next turn, we could just hit him with the Ruination, and then on our attack we Harrowing and win.
There's nothing a good giggle can't fix.
For my homeland.
I must get out of here.
This needs to block because it's going to die to these. Okay, Twin makes sense.
Rend the skies.
He's taking a lot of damage though. I'm honestly kind of scared though because we don't have like the protection that we normally want in like Anivia freezes. We do have some healing though.
I'll see all this world has to offer.
Yeah, honestly,
Is our time.
attacking there might even be incorrect because of that, like Ahri, but Ahri wouldn't have died anyways to our double attack. Oh, it's so good. Okay, so now we don't really have to worry about anything, I don't think. Oh, I meant to do Ruination. I mean, we could have just went for like the Anivia Harsh Winds, and honestly, it might have been safer. But I figure we keep like blockers here. We keep the spider. Yeah, I think either one is fine. I mean, that's more susceptible to deny. But I remember that I don't think this list actually runs deny because it's trying to be more aggressive. But yeah, technically, if you want to play around deny, you should be harsh windsing.